probably haven't noticed this, but there's been a glaring problem with every world timer that you've ever seen. The time zones are static, with each city laid out 1 hour after another. But that's not really how life works. Daylight savings time has been a controversial topic ever since it became standard practice in many countries. But it's here, like it or not. Accounting for this reality, the Bovet Récital 28 Prowess 1 is the very first world timer watch which can be adjusted for daylight savings. Now you might think that any old watch can be moved forward or back an hour, but different countries enter daylight savings at different times. Because their longitude determines how much the length of daytime can change throughout the year. For example, Europe takes 3 whole weeks to catch up to American daylight savings time, which is a fair chunk if you're dealing with international business on a day-to-day basis. Well, the Récital 28 Prowess 1 is designed specifically for those 2 occurrences. With different modes for standard UTC times, American summertime, European and American summertime, or European wintertime, you can ensure that your time conversions are accurate without the mental gymnastics of remembering, well, who has had their clocks changed. Now, being an Australian publication, we might begrudge our own daylight savings being left out of this amazing complication. But it's clear Bovet have catered to their 2 largest markets, and we certainly cannot blame them for that. It's not often that this happens, but it's easy to forget that there's a perpetual calendar on offer here as well. Using a similar roller system as the world time display, the date, month, leap year, and time zone status can be shown in compact areas. The weekday is the only bit which uses a traditional wheel. Now, if you stay awake until midnight, you can get to see the retrograde date roller spin back to its starting position, just like a slot machine. And the month roller does the same thing come New Year's Day. Now, as if a world timer with daylight savings adjustment and a perpetual calendar was not enough for you, well, there's a flying tourbillon at 12 o'clock as somewhat of a centerpiece. The dial at the center of the world timer is also decorated in typical Bovet fashion, with a blue adventurine disc echoing the starry sky. It's a stylistic contrast between that and the industrious nature of the openwork dial. But there's more opulence to gawp at on the back of the watch. The exhibition caseback reveals the caliber R287000X, an in-house hand-winding movement from Bovet that's been 5 years in the making. It's made up of 744 components, each of them hand-finished with an almost crystalline engraving on the plates alongside vast areas of decoration. And this is definitely a movement which rewards examination under a loupe, with every chamfer's angles perfected by an expert, not a machine. Well, let's think about this. If you could choose to own this watch for free, or in daylight savings forever, which one would you pick? Well, to be honest, I like daylight saving, and I love the fact that Bovet have catered to keep that shifting time idiosyncrasy that the world has to deal with. And now we have it on a watch, which does the math for you. And whilst this watch is not necessarily for someone like myself, thinking about the expertise and creativity that went into this leaves me marveling at what is in fact possible when humans truly bring the heat creatively. Bravo, Bovet. This timepiece is available in a highly limited production of only 8 pieces per year, with the hulking 46.3mm case in either 18 karat red gold, platinum, or titanium. And the price, of course, is on request. Hey, if you have enjoyed this deep dive into high horology, then why not think about subscribing to Time+Tide? It is the best way that you can support us moving forward to make great content just like this on the Time+Tide channel. I'll see you on the flip side.